You're mid-sprint. Design is moving fast, and engineering's lining up resources. But one question keeps surfacing. Are we building the right thing? In this episode, we're talking about how to weave testing seamlessly into your workflow without slowing down. You'll hear how teams are shifting research left, running fast, low-fidelity tests, and building collaboration into every step. Because the best products don't guess. They listen early and often. Let's get into it. Hi, I'm Jessica Johnston, Senior Learning Experience Designer at User Testing. One of the most common pushbacks we hear at user testing is, we don't have time to test. Teams are moving fast, deadlines are tight, and research can feel like a blocker. But the truth is, testing doesn't have to slow down. When it's built into your workflow, it actually speeds you up with greater clarity and confidence in every sprint. To kick things off, we spoke with Megan Millians, a UX researcher who's all about embedding research early, not as a hurdle, but as a partner.
I think the key to moving research left is to show people that you're going to help them achieve their goals rather than being a blocker. I think there's just this tendency for people to think that research is this big, long, arduous thing. So getting involved early, right? You can do things like offer to help test assumptions. Okay. Ask questions about what it is that they're thinking, offer to test assumptions to be able to provide data earlier in the process.
When teams feel like they don't have time to test, here's a small step you can take. Use a test template to answer your single most pressing question. For example, maybe you aren't sure about what to improve in your product. You can use our first impressions test template to experience the product through fresh eyes. Seeing how users navigate the product, perceive the content, and achieve their goals will give you clarity on your highest priority improvements to make. Or maybe you've already proposed improvements in a concept or a prototype. Dropping your proposed design into a comparison test template against the current experience will give you clarity on how to move forward. If you have a use case not represented in our templates, try out our AI-powered test creation feature to generate instant test plans based on UX research best practices. Using these tools will speed up your testing process and give greater confidence in your next steps. Testing doesn't have to be time-consuming or complex. In fact, the most valuable insights often come from the simplest studies. Here's Megan again on how shifting your mindset and your fidelity can unlock better feedback faster.
I would say one important way is to encourage low fidelity testing. I think that there's a bias toward wanting to test really sort of full-blown high fidelity prototypes or designs. With all the design tools that are out there, that's an easy thing to do. But realistically, testing low fidelity concepts takes you less time. And putting those in front of customers, you get really good feedback. In fact, oftentimes customers give you better data because they're focused on the concept or the flow rather than on the Chrome. Another thing I would say is thinking smaller. There's an analogy that I love where, you think about a research problem as this big, monstrous thing, like this big pile of dirt. And you can use a backhoe to pick up this big pile of dirt and move it over here, right? Or you can use a shovel. It'll get you to the same place. But a shovel lets you attack one small problem at a time. Answer one question, right? One thing at a time. You'll uncover something and you'll be able to quickly pivot to where you need to go, but it'll eventually get you to the same outcome.
Once your team has practiced with these moment-in-time tests, you can make them part of how your team builds every sprint, not just right before launch. This sounds like a process matter, but think about it as a people matter instead. Collaboration among product development team members is critical from the start of any initiative. Giving your team the chance to explore problem spaces early and share learnings means that everyone can be rowing in the same direction. And the benefits flow downstream. Designers will know what problem they're solving, and engineers will know how best to solve it. The researcher will maintain a proactive stance on answering upcoming questions so that by the time one sprint ends, the next one is already informed. When testing fits your rhythm, it sticks. But what's the best way to embed research checkpoints across design and development? We suggest including research activities inside your product development tracking tools, like your Jira templates. Within every sprint, ensure that the next 1 to 2 sprints questions are addressed. This way, product development decisions will never hit a research bottleneck. Here's a recap of what we've learned about integrating testing into your workflow without slowing your team down. First, build trust early. Position research as a partner, not a blocker, by helping teams test assumptions and make better decisions sooner. Second, keep it light. Low-fidelity, fast turnaround tests often deliver sharper insights, and they're easier to run more frequently. Third, think in small steps. Tackle one question at a time. Use templates to simplify the process and stay focused on what matters most. And last, make testing a team sport. When testing is built into your sprint planning and shared across roles, it becomes second nature. The most successful teams don't wait until launch to get feedback. They listen early, test often, and build with confidence. Is your team already practicing this process? Where might you need improvement? Let us know in the comments and send us questions to answer in future videos. Thanks for watching.